Data acquisition. This is the second leg of that tripod that I've been talking about. And I want to describe data acquisition for what it is. It's called data mining. Sometimes it's even called sourcing. But at the end of the day, what you're doing is searching through the web looking for resumes or for people. And it's important to realize what this stuff is. It's research. Okay? And by definition, research fails far more often than it succeeds. That's why it's called research. I mean, what did Mr. Edison say about the 1,000 failed attempts he went through to create the one light bulb design that did work? It takes a lot, running down a lot of blind alleys, a lot of dead ends to finally be successful. So I'm not saying don't do this stuff, but what I am saying is let's lower its priority. Right now, I think that lots of recruiters do two things on the web. They do recruitment advertising, and they do data mining. And I'm going to suggest to you that you switch the priority. You keep doing recruitment advertising, but you focus it on certain kinds of job boards and search marketing. You do much less research because it's not always very timely in terms of delivering the beef. And that you do much more of what most of us say we do but never get around to, and I'm going to talk about that at the end, and that's networking, but networking online. Okay? So, what I want to talk about, there are literally hundreds of techniques you can use to do data acquisition on the web. You can go to courses by Shally Steckrell. You can go to courses by Ayers. Those are all great courses. But if you live in the real world, searching through 500 billion documents is not a productive way to spend your time. So I want to suggest that you find techniques that will let you focus on clustering. Instead of searching the web at large, you find clusters of talent and you data mine those clusters. Because if you do that, the probability of success, in my opinion, is much higher. So I'm going to talk about 3 clusters today: competitors, experts, and lists. Okay? And we're going to talk about data mining at LinkedIn, Gigablast, and Google. So let's talk first about LinkedIn. Boy, I'll tell you, if there's any one site that's gotten everybody all goosebumpy in the last year and a half, it's LinkedIn. Now, how many people here have a profile on LinkedIn? Look at that. Unbelievable. 25 million people have joined you at LinkedIn, adding 1 million a day. And guess what? Only 6,000 people out of that 25 million are power users, have a complete profile and more than 500 connections, and do anything with those connections. Okay? LinkedIn has convinced people that making a connection is networking. Sorry, it's not that easy. I don't know about you, but I get email from people who have connected to me on LinkedIn every single day, asking me to do this, asking me to do that, asking me to buy this. I don't know these people from Boo, but I'm connected to them somehow. So what I want to suggest is that data mining LinkedIn, data mining the profiles on LinkedIn is inefficient because most of the profiles aren't complete. A better way to use LinkedIn is to search LinkedIn using another source and focusing on job title and company name. So here's what I'm going to suggest. The way you search LinkedIn, ironically, is to use Google. Okay? You want to go to the Google homepage. The first thing you want to do is use a Boolean operator called cite colon. Cite colon. And then the site that we're going to search with Google is LinkedIn. So that's cite colon linkedin.com. We're telling Google we want them to search the website called linkedin.com. Then what we want to do is we want to tell them what kind of job title we'd like them to search for. Okay? So in this case, I'm telling them to look for sales manager, and I'm using traditional Boolean syntax. That is, it's a more than one word. I want the computer to search both words as a single term, so I'm going to put them in quotation marks. Okay? Sales manager. And then I'm going to tell them, in addition to that, I want you to look for sales managers at Macy's because I'm a competitor across town. And I know that Macy's has great sales managers. Now, some recruiters get a little uncomfortable with that, but if you truly believe that the best talent is already employed someplace else, this is the way you have to do it. Now, once you've got that search string there and you hit enter, this is what's going to come back. 12,600 documents. Now, here's the problem. Google can't help itself. You know, it's got to search the web, okay? You told me to search LinkedIn, but I really got to search the web, okay? So it's going to come back with 12,600 entries, and some of them are going to be on LinkedIn, but some of them are going to be down here. Here's refocusoncareers.com, and here's Zoom info, okay? But here's what I want you to do. As soon as this comes back, and you're on the first page of search results, I want you to go to the second page of search results, because this is what the second page always looks like. Google will truncate those search results and say, oh, well, okay, I misbehaved, shame on me. If you'll click right here, repeat the search with the omitted results included, I will behave myself and put all of the LinkedIn results right at the top. There they are. Okay, so here is Stacy Skoll, Darcy Bachman, Eric Von Nida, and on and on and on. Every single one of them are either a current person who's a sales manager at Macy's or someone who was previously a sales manager at Macy's. Some of the profiles will be very complete, some of them will be incomplete, but almost always when they have a profile, they will tell you their previous job titles. That's why we're searching this way. So if you want to search 25 million people who theoretically aren't looking for a job, you can use Google to parse through the LinkedIn database. Any questions? Yes? Well, you can, there's several ways to read. Yeah, go ahead. That's certainly one way to do it. If you're on LinkedIn, you can connect with them through InMail. Or the other thing that you can do, I mean, you can find contact information for anybody on the web. I'll give you a couple places to look that I particularly like. The best residential telephone directory on the web, ironically, is Google. And it's such a good residential telephone directory because it also has, I don't know quite how it does this, unlisted telephone numbers. So you want to talk to Brad about what's going on with Angelina? You know, give him a call. Want to get her side of the story? Give her a call. 2 separate telephone numbers. So how do you use Google to search for residential phone numbers? Here's the Boolean string: our phone book, then the person's last name, comma, then the city where they live. So if you're looking for Jones in Manhattan, this is probably not going to work very well, okay? But, you know, for lots of names, it will work just fine. Now, Google will tell you to add the state. I get better results when the state isn't included, so I leave it off, okay? Here's the other information. The best cell phone directory on the web is, ta-da, Google. What's the Boolean string for cell phones? C phone book, last name, comma, city. If you can find someone who's qualified, I think you can find contact information for them. I don't think that's going to be a problem.